Apparently, Washington, D.C. has become the Make-A-Wish Foundation for grown adults because Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, she just made her Broadway debut, and it's the most cringeworthy thing I've seen in a long time.
Female empowerment. Sick. I like it too. I think what I like about it is that I am having a very strongly negative reaction to it. Like I hate it. Which makes me think it must be brilliant.
Ma'am, do you not have better things to do? Do you not have work to do for the American people? You are a Supreme Court Justice. I guess everybody gets a participation trophy now. Kamala Harris, you want to run for president for 107 days? Go ahead. Hunter Biden, you want a pardon? Here it is. Now, the musical is called and Juliet, and according to my sources, it's a queer reimagining of Romeo and Juliet, in which Juliet runs away to Paris with a non-binary character and ends up in a love triangle. That sounds like the most woke pile of garbage I've ever heard. Now, as a recovering theater kid, I am happy she got to perform on Broadway. But why couldn't she have been in Hamilton or another musical that was more substantive? She had to do a queer reimagining of Romeo and Juliet with a non-binary character. Is this the non-binary character in the crop top? Now, I found a clip of her rehearsal, and let me just tell you, the woman is pitchy. If she had found the notes, I probably would have forgiven her. Let's take a look and then discuss.
Show me the meaning of being lonely. Is this the feeling I need to walk with?
Justice Jackson learned what it takes to get Broadway ready.
Now, let me just say this. If you are a Republican, a conservative, an independent, a libertarian, anybody outside the lines of the Democratic mainstream agenda, you do not get these same opportunities. You aren't given the same grace as Ketanji Brown Jackson. Democrats, they get all types of opportunities. They get praised, even when they're absolutely horrible. This is from Vogue magazine, The Grace and Promise of Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. She was photographed by Annie Leibovitz, one of the most famous photographers on earth. Can you imagine for a second if Clarence Thomas went to go perform in a musical, how the mainstream media would absolutely melt down and go apoplectic? But Ketanji Brown Jackson, because she's a Democrat, Biden, Kamala, they love her, she gets a pass. Now, if you are a Supreme Court justice, you are supposed to be impartial, someone who just looks at the facts. Right now, there's a case before the Supreme Court, United States v. Scarametti, that is about transgender procedures for minors. I do not trust Ketanji Brown Jackson to be impartial. If you, as a grown woman in your free time, are going to perform in a queer reimagining of Romeo and Juliet with a non-binary character, how can we trust you to be impartial in a trans Supreme Court case? Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, she's been an utter calamity for a long time. She had some very concerning comments about the First Amendment, free speech, and the Murphy v. Missouri case, and I have not trusted her since. The last thing I'll say about Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson is that she likes to think she's above the other Supreme Court justices, but the truth is, she also has a multi-million-dollar book deal she's promoting right now. She's accepted thousands of dollars of Beyonce concert tickets. Now she's in a Broadway musical with a part they specifically wrote for her. That honestly seems like a bribe, if you ask me. So Ketanji Brown Jackson, you live in a glass house and you're throwing stones at the other Supreme Court justices who go on trips, they go on yachts, they go on flights. You also are enjoying the amenities and the privileges of being a Supreme Court justice. You have to admit that. All right, my friends, thanks for liking and following. Drop a comment. Tell me how you feel about Ketanji Brown Jackson making her Broadway debut. Everybody gets to be on Broadway. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.